floodplain, all of Town Creek, water from all of this area comes all the way down to Town Creek. All of this area comes into Chapman Creek and they join. We've got everything from Highway 67 that flows over to Town Creek and comes all the way down into this same zone, and everything from up here in North Malvern, you've got a big water volume, comes right down here and it stops right there at Town Creek, or at that trestle bridge. And that's what we're trying to alleviate. When you have 253 feet right here at the trestle bridge, and there's 254 feet at the Walco crossing, you know, we have to get in there and get that cleared out so that that water will flow on downstream. That's the differences right there.
I got it.
Artwork and stuff, I have to be very particular. I got a $9 camera, and I go out and take a picture of something and I want to draw or paint. So this is one of the feeders that goes all the way down through there. My best not to. See, this is what Town Creek looks like right here.
That's Town Creek.
Town Creek. It's south of Cave Street. Best to take the running wind. See, it's not been maintained the way that it's supposed to be maintained. That's how come this road is actually here. It comes through here once before and maintained. This is a feeder creek. This comes off of Kelly Street. This is part of the drainage that we're working to relieve. This side's not quite as bad as that side.
And is this part of the area that you're trying to clean out?
This will be one of the areas that we'll open up in order to get a little better flow. This needs an additional culvert added to it. So they have cleared it before. And right here is the problem. Let me get you out of the room. Right here is the problem. I don't know where you can get a good shot at it. You can look right through there, and that's the railroad trestle. There's 6 foot diameter culverts over there.
Trying to find it.
Yeah.
Is this the same path that the city council came down to look at?
Well, they never did. They never did come down and actually look at it because it was so. It was wet that day.
Oh, I see the culvert now.
We showed them on. We showed them on the computer. You can probably right here is probably a good spot. Yeah, this is a good spot right here. All right. So we've got all these culverts right here.
And they're stopped up, huh?
They are stopped up. All the debris that's in front of them needs to be removed. This is the creek actually should be more over that side than what it is over here.
Mm-hmm.
But in order to get to this, we will have to come down here and we'll have to sit right up on top and reach down in here and grab this stuff and throw it out.
That's a lot of dump trucks full right there.
Well, fortunately,
Just trying to.
instead of dump trucking it out, we would just have to get it and move it out of the way.
Right.
And shove it on out of the way. Now, those being 6 foot diameter. You can see this is the west side.
Something on my back.
No, this is the west side. It's fairly open, but if we open the east side, it would flow a lot freer through here.
We can tell that this water here is just standing.
Right.
Is there a problem further down?
There's probably a deeper dam further down. Now, when we came down here after the flood, the high water mark was right here. And that's probably about 3 foot. So you take 3 foot on top of the numbers that we had there at the shop, and you can see time the water is up to this level in a major flood, it's definitely going to be over Walco Road.
Right.
The only way to resolve this is if we come down here and we set up and we reach out there and we get that stuff and get it up here and get it on down that way out of the
You'd
way.
have to have a significant arm, wouldn't you?
Well, fortunately, we've got good stable bank right here, and we can, with the track hoe that we're talking about wanting to get and rent, we can reach out there and be able to get 99% of it. Enough to get the flow going the way it needs to go. It would be nice to be able to dig all this up. This is good gravel. You know, what's the use in it being here? I have no idea. It's a dead track, hasn't been used for nothing but four-wheeler trails for a long time, and you know, we've just got to decide on what we're going to do and how we're going to do it.
So if you cut this whole bank out right here that's not even needed, that's good gravel to be used somewhere else, I mean, there would never be an issue in this spot again.
See, with the way that the creek has turned due to it damming up,
Yeah.
that could actually be done right through here. Because you see the creek is right here.
Right.
This is the last culvert. This would never be an issue again.
And a good machine knock this out easily in the time frame that you've talked about.
Exactly.
You just have to have somebody cut the beams out.
Well, the beams, they wouldn't be too hard to get out. I mean, it's just a matter of coming up here and grabbing them, rolling them out with the track hoe, getting them out of the way. And just, you're really not diverting the creek, you're opening the creek up. Only thing it's losing is this trail right here, and we came down here and bush hogged this before city council wanted to come down and look at it, just so that they wouldn't get eat up and wouldn't be standing knee deep in grass and everything else.
Well, that was my job today, so I guess the city council will be able to look at it on TV.
Yeah. Now, I'll take you up here where we're actually working right now, and show you what we have been doing in order to get them some relief. This railroad track right here runs from the brickyard all the way out to just below the Boys and Girls Club. You can see where they dredged it before.
Wonder how long ago that was.
That was back when Bill Scrooger was judge.
Little Bear?
Our paper, yeah. Watch this one, it'll be
This one's gonna suck. Oh! Human bush hog.
So that's part of what we have to do if we have flooding issues. We have to get out and examine and figure out what's causing the issues and where the issue, our main problem is.
Right.
This is the main problem of it. This creek here 2 years ago, this area was probably about 40 foot wide, and now you can see it's choked down to 10 foot wide.
So has this flooding been an issue in years past?
Well, in years past, we've always had we've had issues with Walco flooding, but we've corrected 90% of it. And if we do this project right here, it should alleviate the majority of the problem. Now, naturally, if we get a lot of rain and the river does get up to the point that the water's got nowhere to go, you're still going to have some issues with it. But by doing this is going to manage to overcome the vast majority of walk-on flooding. We've not been being called out here as often because of the walk-on flooding, because we've managed to find and remedy a lot of the problems. You know, used to we had lots of problem with everything north of here flooding, and we resolved a lot of that issue. Everything north of this bridge is not flooding near as often as what it was.
Right.
And if it does flood, it dissipates rather quickly, so it goes down a lot faster. Now our problem is this area down here, and once we get all this drainage taken care of down here, if we can get this railroad trestle knocked out, then that will end up taking care of this portion right here. We've come through and re-ditched all these ditches right through here along Kelly Street, and that's helped the lower side to be able to drain. We've ditched both sides of it, got it opened up. We have to open up the lower end before we get the upper end to drain. Down here you'll see a big difference. 24-inch main relief, and it runs over to the concrete drainage for the Kelly Street drainage project. But the big problem that we have found is right here on Maurice Street. The water comes from Sullenberger all the way down Maurice, and then it turns and goes over here. What our project is right now, we have, instead of the water having to come all the way down Maurice and turn and go over to that square box and then cut across and go through a 12-inch culvert, we're bringing a 15-inch culvert right straight through here, and it's a straight shot all the way down through there. And we've already replaced 2 12-inch culverts. We did this one yesterday and the other 2 yesterday. What they're in the process of doing right now is ditching the ditches out to the right elevation in order to get the water from Sullenberger all the way down here. Once we get it all, we've got those 2 culverts up there replaced already, and once we get the ditches in and the other culvert going down Maurice Street, it'll resolve the flooding right up here.
Right.
The main thing that the community has been complaining about is when it does rain and all the water has stopped up, we have water that backs up from right here clean to the church. And with our project that we've done right here, there'll be no more water backing up all the way to the church. It'll be a free flow all the way down.
Right.
No twists, no turns, none of that. This over here, you can see we've added the 2 new culverts. That way water can come from both directions and it can go all the way down. We have water back clean up to the church. Also using the Department of Corrections to assist on cleaning the ditches right here along Sullenberger, side of Sullenberger and Chapman Creek. And they're actually down there doing a little bit of cleaning right now. And they dug this ditch over here by hand and has got it opened up. So this area here won't flood near as bad as what it was. between their efforts and our efforts, we're pretty much conquering. Flood that we had here about a month ago, water was all the way over all this bridge area right here at Chapman Creek and over your wheels when you come down this road. That's one of the main efforts is trying to get all this to where we got relief. These people down here do not have to suffer water get that deep. Rob and I, we actually drove through here and water was up to the first step on this house, up above the first step on that house right there. I tell you how much water we had. This area right here, in that one rain, we had 2 foot of water rolling over this area right here.
Right here?
Right here in this area. We had right at 2 foot of water rolling over it. And that's water coming from all the way up. It comes from up behind the courthouse. It comes from over the water supply. All that water channels right now through here. this was so filled in with the debris and everything. We had the prisoners come in and drag all this stuff out from under last year. And you can see how much it's silted back in already. When you're only using less than a quarter of your bridge. And that, when you're doing that, this is what happens. You can see where we've patched it several times. The water is flowing through here and it gets up under here and rolls and undermines and steadily is causing that stuff to sink out. You know, that's what we're trying to remedy, is to keep this from happening, because you can see we've patched it once already and it's already starting to get another spot in it. And that's because the water doesn't have a place to go downstream. It's coming through here, it's twirling, and it's just undercutting the bridge. We've got another bridge on up here that we're fixing to replace, and it's a prime example of what will happen to this bridge if we don't do something downstream. This area used to flood really bad, and through the efforts of what we've done on upstream, we've eliminated a lot of the problems with it. But this bridge itself has sunk 4.5 inches in the last year. Watch the concrete when this 18-wheeler comes over it. Watch the crack there.
I was watching right here.
Yeah, this crack right here, when an 18-wheeler comes over it, bounces 1.5 inches high. And you can see this spot right here, we end up pumping 4.5 yards of concrete in it because that's how big a hole was washed out, because of the way they originally designed it. At this present time, we have the blueprints, we have the bids on getting this replaced, and it's supposed to go before council this next council meeting, and hopefully we'll get an approval to get it replaced before a school bus or somebody else falls off in it. You can see where it's sinking on this side, and you can actually look and see you've got a big dip and asphalt cracking over there. So this is a big concern for our department. It's a big concern for the community down here. But even with the normal vehicle traffic, you can watch this crack. Right there with that's a normal vehicle. Now we've got 18-wheelers, log trucks, gravel trucks, dirt trucks coming over daily. And you can see the problem. It's starting to give right here. But one key thing you look at, it's dry on this side of the creek. It's not dry on this side. Where's the water going? The water's going underneath the concrete slab. It's undermining it. That's causing it to settle. But we've practically eliminated the flooding down this way, with the exception of getting this bridge replaced. Once we get it replaced, we ought to be in really good shape. We've had the Department of Corrections travel on down the creek and open some areas up that needed opened up, and you know, with their help and getting this right here taken care of, it will end up eliminating a whole lot of problems. All these ditches through here, and has helped a lot of this community over here. Vegetation doesn't grow in it, and that has managed to help out that part of the community and keep them from being flooded. And it's just it's a matter of maintenance, and by having the Department of Corrections come in and help us on projects like that, we have managed to cut a lot of flooding out.